I've been really looking forward to this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I want to go back a little bit because the relationship between your characters was a driving theme in the beginning of the story. What do you feel, in your opinion, led them to collaborate so closely with one another?
In season one.
Hmm.
I think for Sauron, Galadriel kind of offered him this thing that he doesn't possess, this understanding of I think it's two levels. I think he genuinely really connected with her and was genuinely vulnerable and open with her because she understood him on a level that no one had for hundreds of years. As she
Mm.
operates on the same level as him. But also, I think he saw a part of her that he didn't understand and that he thought might be useful, as bad
Yeah.
as it is. In the pitch of them ruling the world together, you bring this light, and you've talked about it, this hope and understanding of a part of Middle Earth that Sauron does not, because he's like an, you know, he has like quite evil tendencies, I think you can say.
I think also their chance meeting, I kind of in I love that in Tolkien and in folklore in general, do you know, these chance meetings mean a lot.
Mm,
So both of them are kind of um enchanted
mm,
by this idea of how they met. Um, yeah, which I kind of like because it's kind of this idea of history and tradition in Middle Earth that even though they're very different within it, they both follow that.
mm.
And what a ride you both go on throughout season
Yes.
one and season two. I want to start with Galadriel because she's a complicated character. What was it like taking her from this extreme worldview at the beginning of season one to like this self-reflection and redemption throughout season two?
I mean, it was so much fun. We kind of when we were discussing kind of who our Galadriel was going to be, we knew who she's going to end up as, which is this Lady of Lothlorien, who we kind of all know and love. And we wanted her to kind of be as far away from that as we could make her. So, no, so she, at this point, she's cynical and strident and isolated.
Mm.
Um, and it's been really exciting kind of seeing how we could also make it that someone ancient and wise could also make mistakes and learn. And truly, probably one of the few people who could is like an evil god like Sauron. So that's been so much fun, and it's so exciting to kind of see all these little steps of her kind of becoming softer and falling more in love with the world and kind of falling kind of away from herself and becoming part of like a greater whole. Um, and yeah, I feel there's I love that Van Gogh quote when he's like, to be truly artistic is to love people. And I kind of like to think about that a lot with Gladriel as well, that she's remembering to love.
Mm.
But you do that, you as Morfydd, I think,
Mm.
and I think you bring that element to your work of like an understanding of humanity and of watching of. I'm always quite amazed by that and envious of it because I'm just like I might just walk like this or like talk like this. But you have such a deep understanding of like humanity and your observations on character and different parts of the world are so unique, and I think that's what makes your performances so amazing.
Thank you, Chip.
So, like that.
You too. I love that so much. Um, Charlie, now for you, how juicy is this? Because in season one, Sauron's got these like he's like subtly deceptive. And now in season two, I mean, there's no holding back. You get to revel in his power and deception. What was that like for you?
It was a really, really fun experience. It was honestly a joy. I like have felt so lucky on this job to be able to come in. I get so excited doing it, and I feel so much passion. It's such like a level of creative fulfillment that like may never be matched again in my
Mm.
career. I don't know. I mean, who knows what's to come?
No,
But
but it
like,
is a gift.
yeah, it's so rich, and it's like to be able to do what I love and about something that I'm passionate about, regardless of being an actor in this, Tolkien world. Um, it was awesome. And working with Charlie, and it's funny because you can Sauron, the mask has been off in that way that I could openly play Sauron, but I don't think I was trying not to diet to play the evilness. I think a lot of the evilness came from the perspective of the storytelling, in that I was still having all the same thoughts that I was as Halbrand. Um, but the outward manifestation was probably more dramatic and more visible because of the way it was framed, like even literally framed. Like if I'm having a thought, the camera might stay with me for an extra
Yeah.
couple of seconds, which automatically tells the story of like, oh, he's planning something, he's plotting
Yeah.
something. When in the first season, it might cut away from me and be looking at
Mm.
Galadriel or a tree or something. I don't know. Um,
Which I
so
think there was something I loved about kind of what you've made with Sauron is because I think it's interesting to look at this type of kind of crazy bad behavior that's like I can't control myself and oh I'm just it's taking over me,
mm,
whereas he's so considered,
yeah,
which makes him so much more
yeah,
frightening.
everything is
Yeah.
really considered and calculated, and has this level of sort of hubris and arrogance and self-love, which is a bit kind of repulsive.
Mm.
Basically, I find it really repulsive.
I love that he doesn't like being touched. I
Really
really
doesn't like
enjoyed
that.
that
Do
watching it as
not, do
well.
not touch him. It's funny that people picked up on that because,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
I
thanks.
love it. I do want to ask you both because we are awards buzz. So I want to know if you could give an award to anyone on set besides JD and Patrick, of course, uh, who would you nominate for most lore knowledge?
Well, actually, Charlie probably, but
No.
it's got to be Robert Aramin.
Yeah, I think Rob knows the most for
I
sure.
think he should go and study it.
Yeah, he
I
would
think he
be a
should actually
good.
like write a dissertation. I think he'd love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some dark horses. Mark Keller knows
Yeah,
quite a
Mark Cohen
bit.
does it.
Um, but yeah, I think Rob wins that award for sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then like just to kind of keep it close to her chest and then be like,
I also asked JD and Patrick this one, if you could nominate anyone either in front of or behind the camera for unsung hero, who would it be?
I mean, there's so many unsung
yeah.
heroes.
I mean, just the crew as a whole, just amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I have to nominate Johnny James, my double for
yeah.
stunts, because he put his body on the line a lot for me, like jumping off things and flying around. And I just love stunt performers. We've talked about it at length, but
Yeah.
I just think they're
They are
amazing.
magic.
Yeah. And
Like,
like the risk that they take to do what
mm,
they love and to try and make things, everything they do is for us.
yeah.
I was watching Johnny walk around, right? And I was like, why are you walking like that? And he
Uh-huh.
was like, I'm just walking like you.
Oh,
Yeah. And I was like,
yeah.
God, that was kind of a brutal moment for me. Because he would just watch me and then try and embody what I was doing, in order to, obviously tell the story. Yeah, he is my unsung hero.
Yeah. And I think Valandil is one of my
Oh
unsung
yeah.
heroes as well. Um, I'm still smarting from his death.
Aggie.
Yeah. Great guy.
You two are so amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. That was so awesome.
Thank you
You.
for your time.
Yeah, and thank you for your really interesting questions.
Uh, come back and play trivia with us anytime.
Oh yeah.